Welcome to A Double
and
Dice
with your host Kim.
and Jocelyn.
Pour your favorite beverage,
Pull up a comfy chair.
because we are ready to roll. Welcome to episode 68 of A Double and Dice, and today we're in the upside down and the inside out because I'm opening the episode. And Kim is not. So what is happening? How's it going, Kim?
Crazy world we live in. Stranger Thing world. I don't know.
We are in the upside down. So in today's episode, which was pre-planned, if you can imagine this.
Oh my gosh, we pre-planned something.
I mean, we always pre-plan things, right, Kim? Everything's
right,
always
of
very
course.
organized.
I mean,
never last minute.
yeah.
Never.
No.
But Kim is going to take us through a female character in Dice Masters today. We're going to have a short chat about a relatively light dice bag, and then we sort of touch on the upcoming events that will be happening in the world of Dice Masters in the next few weeks. I think.
Oh my gosh, that's coming up fast.
So fast. At the time of this recording, we are only like less than
17 days away.
Oh, okay. Kim counted.
No, actually no, because it starts on the Thursday, right?
It does, yes.
Okay, so it's not 17 days.
It's like
14 days.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks on the dot.
Yeah, less than 2 weeks by the time this episode hits your ear holes if you're listening to it when it launches. So anyway, so Kim, what are we going to talk about today?
Today, I picked Mary Bromfield, if I'm saying that right, aka Mary Shazam.
Shazam!
AKA Lady Shazam. I don't know. She's got multiple names going on there. But I think everybody knows her as Mary Shazam.
That seems reasonable to me.
Yeah. So she still has a first name, except, Bromfield is her actual last name. So everything here I've taken from, DC Prime Earth, and we know how DC can be a little weird. So I'll do my best.
Did you reach out to our DC source to perhaps vet any of this information?
Oh no, we have a DC source?
Yeah, we talked about that before. Remember, it's the Shrewmaster 6 over at the Ministry of Dice.
Oh right, so he can totally mark me up today on with red ink, because I do have a question towards the end of this because I couldn't find information. So maybe he would know.
Maybe
we'll find out.
Okay.
All right. So Mary Bromfield, and this is going to start off really sad right now because she lived in a very abusive household. Oh boy.
Why is it always like this?
I know. Which actually prompted her to run away as a young age. Well, no given, poor kids end up either in, what do they call them? The homes, those.
Yeah, like orphanages.
Yeah, orphanages, or they run away. So in this case, Mary decided to run away from home at a young age. Eventually, she was picked up by the authorities, and then there you go. She got sent to an orphanage. Soon enough, she was adopted by a couple named Victor and Rosa Vasquez. I don't know how to say him. Hopefully, I'm saying it right.
Vasquez.
Probably Vasquez. It's probably Vasquez.
It looks like perhaps like Spanish, maybe.
Possibly, yeah. Vasquez. Yeah, I think that's Spanish. So Rosa and Vic had already adopted one child, a disabled boy named Freddie Freeman, aka Shazam Jr.
Shazam!
I know. We should always say, when we say that, that's what we have to do.
I do it every time.
Okay, you're on cue, all right?
Okay.
You're on cue.
I'm on cue.
Okay. And then they had some other adopted children, Eugene, Darla, and Pedro.
Mm-hmm.
Which also included another boy named Billy Batson.
Shazam!
AKA. There you go.
Sorry, I was preemptive. I was very excited.
Yeah, she can see the notes. Who was actually the same age as Mary. Okay. Now, the big bad villain.
Kids, just saying.
I know. Well, it's good for them, right? For adopting all these kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, of course, every story has a supervillain.
Absolutely.
Named, in this case, Black Adam. Which supposedly has a movie coming out.
Yes, I've heard that.
Yes. I don't know about The Rock playing him, though, but okay.
Sidebar.
Yes. Oh, come on. There's not an episode without a sidebar. Okay. Anyways, was rampaging through the city and demanding that the new hero known as
Shazam.
would face him. So I'm guessing Black Adam is the enemy to Shazam. I don't know. Okay. So Freddy then told Mary and the other foster children that Billy was the hero that Black Adam was searching for because Billy is
Shazam.
Damn. I see, I'm throwing you off,
You are. It's not in the name.
I'm testing you. So, and then Freddie also told Mary and the other adopted kids that Billy was gifted with magical powers by a dying wizard, allowing him to transform into an immortal adult. He can cast spells. He can do magic. He can fly. He's got super strength. All that jazz. Black Adam was an ancient Egyptian with the same gifts as Billy, who wanted to steal Billy's power for himself.
Well, how dare he?
I know. It's always about power stealing in this thing. I don't know what it is. So Billy decided the key to defeating Black Adam would be something called to find or found in the Rock of Eternity.
Well, that's where the rock is going to be Black Adam.
Maybe. There you go. You solved the riddle. So this is the wizard's fortress at the center of existence. So in efforts to defeat Black Adam, Mary and the others were kidnapped by Black Adam. So Black Adam ordered
Shazam
to give him all his power or he would kill his siblings. So Billy then used a spell to grant Mary, Eugene, Darla, and Pedro, so his family, the ability to wield the living lightning by saying the word
Shazam.
There you go. And then they became the
Shazam
family. Sorry, this is
people.
So fun. All right, so they fought Adam. But were forced to split up when the 7 deadly sins, which I'm not going to get into, so I'm assuming this is like a side story.
Yeah.
When the 7 deadly sins, also known as the 7 deadly enemies of man, so they are like a universal personification of sin. So there's a lot of other stories that they go on and be the superheroes that they are, which I'm not going to get into. So I mean, anybody can look those up. So they attacked the city with Mary helping the people evacuate the streets while Billy was defeating Adam.
Okay.
So as I said, they did all their superhero stuff as the Shazam family. One story was, I think, the Doomsday Clock, which kind of reminds me. The Doomsday Clock reminds me of what was the name? Watchmen. Why do I think the Watchmen has something to do with the Doomsday Clock?
It does have a Doomsday Clock.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's the same thing or not, but okay, so here's my question, because I actually couldn't find any information about this, but I saw some things hint about this, that Billy and Mary were actually twins.
Oh, so
maybe they were separated. I don't know, because I couldn't find information about it, funny enough. Like, I couldn't find their story. Like, even when I looked up Billy, I don't remember. Now, remember, I read this like a while back, so I don't remember seeing the connection between the two. You know what I mean? Like the past story. So I saw things that Billy and Mary are twins, hence when they're the same age when she came into the house. So I don't know. So if anybody knows, aka True Mixter 6, could tell us what was the backstory to that, because I couldn't actually find anything.
Yeah, I just did a quick Google, Billy and Mary Shazam twins, and it seems like there is some stuff around this, but it's sort of like very fan fiction-y and...
Yeah, so my assumption is they were probably separated at birth of some sort. Maybe Mary, it'd be being abusive household, maybe like mom was the same, but dad was the, stepdad or something like that. You know what I mean? I'm not saying anything, but I'm just like, this is my thing.
Yeah.
And they got separated, and that's why, she can probably
television abusive tropes.
Yeah, and stuff like that. So if anybody knows, love to hear, because I couldn't find anything. So I'm sure the comic book fans out there would know the backstory on that.
Yeah, so this is very interesting because the story it has a lot of ties to um like history, myth, I guess,
Yeah.
right? You're
Yeah.
talking about like Egyptian gods, and
Mhm.
you're talking about casting of spells and the seven deadly sins and things like that. So there's a lot of sort of historic-y type things in there.
Yeah, like old stories, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
way back then, not something like modern. Um but yeah, so she proposes. What am I going to say there? She has almost the same powers as Billy. So she has super strength, speed, durability. She can transform. She's got flight. She could do magic, immortality. As soon as she says the word,
Shazam.
there you go. So she turns into an adult, as Billy does, and all the others. And yeah, and they fight. And they fight the bad guys.
Cool.
Yeah, I think she's pretty cool.
I think so. I think
Yeah, I'd like to learn a little bit more about her though. But maybe I need some comic books about her.
yeah. So if anyone has any suggestions of comic books that Kim can add to her book report, um,
Yeah.
for the Shazam family,
Uh,
let us know. And just on a sidebar, Kim, like, did you watch the Shazam movie?
I did. I did watch the first one, and there's a second one coming out. I don't know when though.
Yeah, it's not out yet though.
But it's been a while. I may have to rewatch it,
Yeah,
but it's been a while.
I liked it. I liked it a lot. Of course, the adult Shazam was played
Hmm.
by Zachary Levi, who, if you were of my generation, you might remember him from the TV show Chuck, which I loved.
Never watched it.
Oh, you should watch it. I really recommend it. So anyway, I think we've talked about it before, but I really enjoyed it, and I think it holds up. It generally holds up. So I watched it a few years ago. I rewatched it. I have all of the DVDs and Blu-rays, so it's hard to find on streaming, at least in Canada. But anyway, we were talking about Shazam, and it was a good movie, and Zachary Levi did a great job as Billy Batson, aka Shazam. And I don't remember who played Mary Shazam in that movie, but there was
Yeah,
a
I don't remember either.
so yeah, so that's super cool. So Kim, why did you pick Mary Shazam?
I don't know. I think maybe because the whole Mary super rare card out there. And I don't know. I guess I must have seen it or was reading about the card or something like that because I'm trying to build a team with her. And I'm like, you know what? Let's do Mary. And DC.
I think
Probably always going to pick something DC.
a great thing here. Okay, so Mary Bromfield was played by Grace Carolyn Curry.
No, who idea that is?
And she has been in some TV series and other stuff I've never seen before. But also, she was only born in 1996. So,
She's young Mary.
yeah, she's only like, well, how old would she be? 1996? She'd be like 20 right now. So, she's just a baby.
I don't remember in the first movie were they just the kids or did they actually turn?
Nope, they turned when they
Turned
got the
too, right?
power.
Okay, yeah. At the end when they're fighting, right? Yeah, I really need to rewatch this movie.
Yeah, that's what to do. Because there was, of course, Shazam, and then there was Freddie Freeman, and there was Darla Dudley, and then there was Mary
Pedro.
Bromfield.
Yeah.
So, and then there was Eugene Choi, and then they all had another person. So, Mary Bromfield, when she was superhero Mary, she was Michelle Borth. So,
it's different names, yeah.
different name, yeah, because they were different. I guess a different actress when you get to that. So, anyway, yeah, go see the Shazam movie, and we are here to talk about Mary Shazam.
Yeah.
And let's take a look at her cards. Kim, what do you say?
Yeah. So she only came up in one.
Yeah, one set, the recent set, Superman Kryptonite Crisis. So we have 4 versions of Mary Shazam. And let's start with the common. So Mary Shazam, Wisdom of Minerva. So she's a 4-cost bolt with the Mystics affiliation, and she reads, while Mary Shazam is active, when you field a non-villain character die, spin it up 1 level. She has a secondary effect. When fielded, the next Shazam die you purchase costs 2 less. And her stats are 144, 254, and 266.
So I'm guessing the next Shazam die meaning anything that has Shazam in the name.
I think it would have to be actually just Shazam. I don't think Mary Shazam would count for that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So you field her, you get a Shazam die for 2 less, and the regular old Shazam dies, I think they start at, I don't think there's anything less than a 5 cost.
Looking.
5.
There's some 7, 6, 6, 7, 6, 5s.
Yeah, but
The new set has them 7,
nothing,
5, 5.
Nothing less than a 5. So,
No.
So yeah. So she'd be pretty cool if you had a Shazam team. I think that you could probably do that. Shazam's stats are pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And when you field one, it's a non-villain, so you would get to spin it up a level. So you get to spin it up to a higher level and get more stats. So that's pretty cool. They're like buffing each other, or she's buffing the Shazam. Teamwork, I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah. Any non-villain, so yeah, pretty much.
For sure.
That's actually not bad. That's not bad, actually.
Yeah. Her uncommon is Mary Shazam Thunderworld Adventures, also a 4-cost bolt with the Mystics affiliation, and she reads, when fielded, deal 1 damage to up to 2 target character dice. And the next Shazam die you purchase costs 2 less. So
she likes the discount.
Yeah, well, the first one is spinning a non-villain die up, and then this one is removal. It deals a damage. It's like a little bit of a blast, right? Didn't notes say that she had like a electroblast?
Her powers?
Yeah. She's capable of producing light from her body and blasting opponents with it, so that's very dramatic. So that's pretty cool. Of course, the same stats because it's the same set.
Mm-hmm.
Of the two so far, do you have a preference, Kim?
I like them both, actually. This is my first time reading them, actually. Other than the super rare, this is actually my first time actually reading the 3 of them. So first 2, not bad. I like it.
Okay. The rare version is Super Buddies and is a 5-cost bolt with the Mystics affiliation. And this one reads, when fielded, deal 3 damage to target character die, and the next Shazam die you purchase costs 3 less. So she continues to discount and more discount. So I guess it depends, like, on the uncommon versus the rare, because if you deal 1 damage to up to 2 target character dice, that means she's dealing 2 instances of 1 damage, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's a 4 cost, so one cost less than the rare. If you have, say, something like vulnerability in play, which is a basic action card in set that says when I pick a character die and when it takes damage, KO it, you could KO something with that, something big and annoying.
Yeah.
But I guess you can only do that with one of them. So then at that point, you might as well spend the extra 1 and get the 3 damage to a character die. And then the next Shazam die you purchase costs 3 less, potentially. I guess it just depends on how much energy you have.
Very easy to get a 5 cost.
Oh yeah, especially, I mean, even in sealed or draft, it's easy to get a 5 cost right now. 5 costs are not hard. Apparently, even 7 costs are not hard to get to.
Nope. That's why I say she's very easy to get to at 5 cost.
Speaking of 5 costs, let's talk about her super rare. So her super rare is called World War III. Also a 5-cost bolt with the Mystics affiliation, and this one gets a little bit fun. So maybe fun is a unique word. I don't know. Maybe it's not fun. So first off, while she's active, when you spend an energy, she gets +1 attack. Secondly, when her attack is 10 or greater, she gains Overcrush. So remember, she's a 144, a 254, and a 266. So if you spend 4 energy doing anything, because you've spent an energy, right? Whether that's purchasing a die, using a global ability, I guess those are the things you spend energy on. She gets that +1 attack. So it's pretty easy, especially if you got her on level 3, to get her to a 10 attack. a little handy trick is if you have a buff global, like there's one on Arctic Breath basic action in the set that's pay a fist, target, I guess +1 attack. You spend 1 fist and you give Mary +1 attack from that, plus a additional 1 attack from the ability. So for every fist you spend, she gets 2. Right? So she becomes 8. Spend another fist, she becomes a 10. All of a sudden she has Overcrush. And while her attack is 12 or greater, she can't be re-rolled or spun to another face by opposing effects. And I like this too because you can save energy to use it on your opponent's turn.
That's correct.
So you spend the energy on your turn, you get her up, you buff her, whatever, maybe she overcrushes and she stays in the field. And then on your opponent's turn, if you still have energy in your reserve pool, unless they have some way to re-roll her or spin her out before the attack step, if you've got energy in your field, then you can spend energy on your opponent's turn to get her up to that 12 attack or greater, and then she can't be re-rolled or spun to another face.
So really, you're going to need like 3 fists to do it.
Yeah.
On your opponent's side. Because I'm assuming this only lasts till end of turn.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you need 3 fists. There is also a bolt pump out there too.
Yeah.
There's a few fists and 1 bolt, I think.
And I mean, you don't have to use it to pump her. I mean, pumping her with the bolt, with a buff global, whether it's a fist or a bolt or whatever else, is probably the easiest way to get her to a 12 because she gets the extra attack. That buff global plus the spending of the energy. But you can also do it like using a global ability like a Joker global to prep a die, right? Or a Barry Allen global to prep a die, or a Starfire global to prep a die, or a huge Smash global to clear your bag.
Any global, yeah.
Any global you want, right? So any global is going to help you get there. Batman global, 2 masks, field 2 sidekicks, give her +2. So, yeah, that's crazy.
It's only a 5 cost.
Yeah, it's really easy, I think, to get her to that 10 attack with Overcrush.
Yes.
And then you just keep pushing and hope that your opponent can't spin her out before you have a chance to buff her again.
Yeah, because I don't think there's really a basic action die that spins out or re-rolls, right? Mostly characters do it, right?
Yeah, I mean, she could be stunned.
True. Well, if there's a when fielded, spun out, re-rolled, she can be done then before they pass priority and you buff her up, right? So it'll be depending on what the opponent has.
She's definitely a better offensive weapon than a defensive weapon. So I think the trick with this Mary is to
have 4.
Yeah. Well,
by all of them.
Yeah, because it is a max 4 die on all of her. But yeah, there is something to be said for that. But also, it's just about like keeping it. It's a very aggressive game, right? Continuing to push and KO your opponent's stuff.
Yeah. That's why I think you probably need about 2 of her working. Because it'll happen on both of them as you do things. So
yeah, so if you spent a fist from the Arctic Breath Global to give one of your Marys +1 attack, the one Mary would get a +2 attack, one from the spend of the energy and one from the plus attack, and then the other one would get +1 because you spent an energy, right?
Wouldn't they both?
They wouldn't both get the +1 from the Arctic Breath Global, but they would both get the +1 because you spent an energy. Right?
I don't think they both would get it. Because if they're both sitting there, when you spend an energy.
That's right.
So you spend your fist.
They both get +1, but only one of them would get the +1 from the actual.
Oh, right, from the energy. Yeah, that's right, because it's target. Yeah. Yeah. That's all right. Get your, dice out there. Start rolling them because you're going to need to, because you're going to lose your numbers very easily. Have something to count that as you go.
So do you think this could combat Barry Allen, or do you think Barry Allen's too fast?
Well, if you really want to get her at 12, you have to, if you pair her up with Barry Allen, you're golden.
No, but I mean an opposing Barry Allen.
Yeah. Um,
Because he's a 7 cost, so he's a little harder to get to. Not a ton.
you would have to be. Yeah, I think it could be done. You got to be ahead of it. Like you got to like roll her, and you got to push and push and push before that person's berry comes out, and they build their field up and they attack.
Mm-hmm.
And Barry's not high. He's like 5, or is he 5 on his lowest, and he's like 6 on his highest.
No, Barry's
think.
highest level is 5. 5 attack.
Is 5. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, he's a baby at 3. So yeah, he's easy to get KO'd.
And we are talking about the ever popular Barry Allen rare, master of the Speed Force. He's a 7 cost fist with adjusted league affiliation with 3 max dice, Kim. And it says when Barry Allen attacks, each attacking character die gets +1A and +1D for each of your other attacking character dice. And he has a global once per turn pay fist. If you purchased a die and fielded a character this turn, prep a die from your bag. Which is, and the reason we're talking about that is because although Mary's super cool, that Barry Allen, I think, is a pretty strong card, and you're probably going to see a lot of that at upcoming tournaments.
Yeah. If you build a Mary team, I'll put you up against my Barry team on that.
Mary and Barry.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mary and Barry sounds like a TV show.
It is a TV show. Well, actually,
It's really.
It's Mary Berry and Paul Hollywood on the Great British
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I think he can be faster if he rolls because, Barry doesn't roll for me. Barry dice be gone, man. I need some new ones.
Okay, so let's go back to talking about Mary.
Yes.
So, because this is the purpose of today's episode, is highlighting a female character in Dice Masters who once more was abused. And, I mean, obviously, for me, the super rare is the...
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
Yeah. But if I wasn't playing the super rare, if I didn't have access to the super rare, I would probably either play the rare or the common.
I would do the uncommon or rare, probably leaning more towards the rare and put a Shazam on there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the reason I looked at the common is because spinning up your die when you field it is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And there is still some awaken abilities in modern. So that would awaken a die.
Mm-hmm.
And you can do things with awakened. But I think that the super rare is the hot business for a reason.
Yep.
And really easy if you build up your energy to get that overcrush, get that prevention of re-rolling or spinning to another face. Like it's pretty easy to do. And let us know about your Mary team. Have you built a Mary Shazam World War III team, and what does it look like? Or would you prefer to build with one of the other Marys? We would love to hear from you about that, wouldn't we, Kim?
Yeah, I have not seen a Mary team yet.
I haven't done a constructed Mary team, but I have done a sealed Mary team.
Mm-hmm.
And even in sealed, it was pretty gross.
Yeah.
Like it's hard in sealed because you don't always have
combat,
yeah, right? There's not sometimes it's not balanced.
Yeah.
But even in constructed, I think it's going to be challenging. So we'll see, and we would love to hear your thoughts about Mary Shazam and any other feedback you have for us about if Mary and Billy, I was going to call him Barry, but that's wrong. If Mary and Billy are twins or not, and where that came from. So, and also what you thought of the Shazam movie, and are you excited for Shazam 2, which is coming out this year?
No, next year. I just looked it up.
Oh,
next year, March 2023.
It's so far away.
Yeah.
It's really not that far away. It's September. Okay.
Unless the Black Adam's coming out this year, and then maybe he might show up in Shazam next year. Who knows?
No idea. All these origin stories. I mean, this is even if it comes out. Like, isn't DC canceling movies?
Yeah, DC's having some weird stuff going on with their stuff, so who knows?
Fingers crossed for more Shazam because I liked it and I want to see more, and I want to see more Mary, and I want to see more Billy, and I want to see all of the Shazam family.
Shazam! Okay. All right. How many times did we say Shazam?
No,
in
we're
this
not
episode?
doing that
No,
contest.
no.
Because then we have to listen to how many times we said Shazam.
That's true. Yes.
And we're not going to do that right now. All right. So should we jump into the dice bag, Kim?
Yeah.
All right, folks. So a little lighter this week, but not unexpected because we had, of course, 2 episodes of Gen Con. One where I recorded a bunch of stuff in advance, and then second where we talked about it all over again. So we had a lot of Gen Con feedback in last episode, so not as much feedback this week, but that's all good. So we did get some feedback from somewhere different this time, Kim. It came from Reddit.
Yes, I know. We've never had a Reddit on here. Yeah, I know.
I don't think
Weird.
so. So we did hear on episode 66 was the Gen Con Dice Master Scoop, which was the one where I had all the live recordings from Gen Con. We heard from Adamantium1, and Adamantium1 said, great report, loved hearing from Jimmy, and of course the double burst guys. And then he put 2 bursts at the end of his comment, which was kind of cute. And then for episode 67, we heard from Mouse Fart. Is that how you say that?
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, it's not spelled with like an F. It's spelled with a PH.
P-H-A-R-T. So I think that's what it is. If that's not your name and I've pronounced it incorrectly, please let us know. And Mouse Fart said, I'm still scratching my head about the accountant crack. Otherwise, great episode. So thank you so much. And then finally, we heard from Craig Humner, past guest and fan and friend of the podcast, who commented on our episode post over at dm-north.com. And he said that we gave a quick statement about the U.S. Nationals and Worlds event at Gracelands, that there will be participation, prizes, and prizing for top 16. And he was asking for the details of what that was because he hadn't seen the information announced. So we were able to provide him the link, which if you wanted it, we will drop in the show notes, right, Kim?
Right.
And it is whizkids.com/worlds2022/. So we'll drop that in the link in the comments, not in the comments, in the show notes, so that you can click on it and just go there. And I think that takes us to the next segment of this podcast, where we talk about
Worlds. Shazam!
You did that already. I don't think there will be any Shazams at Worlds, unless they're in drafts.
Well, Mary.
Yeah, but
it could be a Mary.
Absolutely be a Mary.
Yeah,
but I think it's mostly going to be Berries and Master Mold and Thor's Oh My.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so we'll see. So, let's just jump back in here. So the World Championship for Dice Masters will be held September 15th to 18th at the Graceland Exhibition Center in Memphis, Tennessee. And if you have not already decided to go or not, you still can, because guess what? You don't need a ticket. It is 100% free to attend. You just have to get yourself there and find somewhere to stay. I do not know if the room block is sold out at the guest house at Graceland, but you can absolutely check that out. The information is available on the website that we've shared with you. There's a room block that you can get. And there's a fantastic rate, incredible rate of $152 a night with up to 4 registered guests per room. So if there are guest rooms still available, it's a great place to stay. And the great part about the guest house at Graceland is that it is just across the road. I mean, there's a big parking lot and things in between, but
it's walking distance. Yeah.
And they also have a shuttle. There's a shuttle from the guest house at Graceland that takes you over to the convention center. So there will be events every single day, starting Thursday at 2 and ending Sunday at 2. So you can just come in like Thursday to Sunday and go home Sunday night if you have the ability to do so, or you can come in a little bit earlier and leave a little bit later, and depending on your schedule, all those fun things. So let's talk just a little bit about the events that will be played. So first off, we have for Dice Masters, we have Thursday will be Thursday is why can't I read this? Popper. Yes, as you said, yeah. Popper. Because the problem is I'm looking at pricing and not
yeah, it's weird. It's not like listed nicely, I guess you should say.
So when you go to the page, They have announcements and frequently asked questions. They have information about the room block, tournament resources, which includes your build sheets, information about the World Championship qualifier, which is the U.S. Nationals for Dice Masters. Then there's something about the World Championship. Then there's side events, and all that information is comprising exclusives for sale, which is generally focused on HeroClix. And then you go into the event schedule, which is where it's easier to see what's happening. So, Pauper will be held on Thursday, right? No. Why don't I see that?
No, it doesn't. Wait, it doesn't say when.
Now we're confused. We had this research all done, and now it's not there. Okay, so on Thursday there will definitely be there will be rainbow drafts. Okay.
All right. Yeah.
So that is something that will definitely be happening on Thursday. On Friday, they're holding the U.S. National Championship for Dice Masters.
Yeah.
That will start at 9 o'clock in the morning with registration, and the event will start at 10 a.m. So you'll have an hour to register and pay your fee to join that participation event.
And still more drafting going on if you're not participating.
All the time. Every time you probably hit 4 people, they'll fire off a draft. They're going to be out there drafting until 10 p.m. Okay.
That's Friday.
Saturday. Yeah. Saturday, they're having the World Championship, and the World Championship is open, just like the U.S. National Championship is open. So you don't have to qualify in advance. If you qualify in advance, you get some extra bonuses when you get to the World Championship. So that will be registration starting at 9, and we expect that the Dice Masters will start at 10 as well, just like it did on Friday. On Saturday afternoon, if you don't make it through all of the Dice Masters, if you are perhaps dropping because you're not, winning as many games as you'd like to and you're not having a good time, at 3 o'clock you can enter the Global Escalation event. Now, personally, I would rather lose in Modern than play in Global Escalation, but that's just me. So that's my sense there. And there's, of course, drafts going to be all day. And then Sunday is when the Pauper event is.
Yes.
So Pauper is being held at 10:30 on Sunday morning, and at 2 o'clock everything will close. And there will also be drafts all day Sunday, as long as there's people to play. And if you have ever wondered about HeroClix, what is this other game that Jocelyn plays? What is happening here? What is this board game expansion that Matt keeps tweeting about at dmNorth? That's called HeroClix, and they are running Learn to Play events as well as Battle Royals, which are a very fun way to play HeroClix. And if you are interested in checking it out, I would encourage you to do so. So you only play for the events you participate in, and the events themselves are relatively affordable. So to participate in the Pauper event, it's going to be $20. Hang on, nope, that's the Dice Mat. That's the HeroClix one.
But you're participating in some HeroClix, aren't you?
Yeah, so Rainbow Drafts, hang on, we'll get back to that. Rainbow Drafts entry is $10. Pauper's entry is $10. And it doesn't list a price for Global Escalation, but we assume that it will be the same. And to enter into the U.S. Nationals, which you will find under World Championship Qualifier, it's $10 to enter that, and it's $10 to enter the World Championship for Dice Masters. So it's $10 US. You get participation prizes, and then from there you just play your games and have a good time.
So you only pay for the Worlds in US?
No, all of the events have a participation price.
Oh, okay.
For Dice Masters, every event is $10.
Okay.
For HeroClix, the events vary in price depending on what you're participating in.
Gotcha.
Okay. So for HeroClix, if you choose to participate in the qualifier, it's $15. The World Championship is only $5, which is interesting. I wonder if that's a typo. $5 instead of $15. And then their side events, they have some interesting side events, some really new and interesting things. For example, the Pauper entry for HeroClix was $20. They have a $10 entry for this special Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy build. There's something called Extreme Tarot, which is $20. And then the Battle Royals, which are sort of like drafts in a way. For HeroClix, those are going to be $18. So, and again, participation prizing and top prizing for all of the events. So, so Kim, you asked me a question about HeroClix.
You're participating in some HeroClix
I am.
events?
Yes, I am planning to participate on Thursday in what is called Team Sealed. So, how Team Sealed works is each team of 3 players gets a brick of HeroClix, which is 10 boosters. And from those 10 boosters, you build 3 teams, and each of you play your games, and your points and your win-loss record become cumulative. And the people with the best win-loss record for the 3 teams, plus the best points, will continue on from there. So that's a really fun way to play HeroClix. I've never actually played Team Sealed before, but Sealed is my favorite way to play HeroClix because you just open up a couple of boosters and build the best team you can out of it. And I find it very creative. You have to be very creative in your team building. Just like when we play Sealed Dice Masters, when Rob and I play Sealed Dice Masters over at Dice Station Zebra on Twitch and on YouTube, you have to be creative and you have to sort of think outside the box, and you're not just playing with the best of the best that goes together. You have to sort of make the best of what you have, and that's what I really like doing. So I will be playing, the plan is that I will be participating in that with my friends Emily and Asia from my HeroClix Canadian friendly group. So
you build your own team. You bring your own team. It's not
No.
random team you can put on a
you
team.
build your
Okay.
team with the product they give you.
No, I mean like the people you're teamed up with.
Yeah, so all 3 of us will build teams together. We'll build 3 teams out of our 10 boosters, which is 50 figures,
Okay.
right?
So you
'Cause
sign
there's
up
5.
as a team.
You sign up as a team. You
Mhm.
win as a team. You lose as a team.
Mhm. Yep.
So yeah, it should be fun. So yeah, it's pretty neat. So I've never participated in something like this. I've only ever participated in like sealed events where you take 2 boosters and build the best that you can out of the 2 boosters, or battle royals where you get 1 booster and you take a figure out and then you pass and you draft your figures and then you play your game. But it should be really fun. And yeah, they've got a bunch of prizes for participation, top 16, top 8, quarterfinalist, finalist, and winning team. So
Nice.
yeah. So it should be cool. I'm excited. I'm excited to play Team Sealed with Emily and Asia. I'm really happy that they invited me, and they are definitely better HeroClix players than I am. I think I might be the weak link on that team, but I'm going to try. So if you are around at Worlds and you don't see me on Friday, that's because I'm playing in HeroClix. So wave at me over there. And then when we're done, I'll probably come play a draft. So
Nice.
So yes, I will be at Worlds.
Yes, as she hiddenly says it.
And if you are interested in a dice bag and you haven't ordered one yet, let me know so you can reach out to me in all the usual places, and we'll cover those at the end of the episode. But the Etsy store, the dice bag post is down right now because I had a copyright flag against one of my fabrics. So I have to get that sorted out. So once that's sorted out, I'll get it all sorted out. Who knew that you couldn't buy official fabrics and then make something out of them and sell it? Not me. So, but I have lots
After
of great
years and years and years, then they
right?
finally.
So I have lots of great fabrics. If you have something you're interested in, shoot me a note, and you can reach out to me in all the places. We'll cover at the end of the episode, and I can, if you're going to be at Worlds, I'm happy to bring a dice bag for delivery there, and I do a bit of a deal for the Worlds dice bags if you're interested. So yeah, that's dice bags. So what do you think about Worlds, Kim? You're not making it this year.
I'm not going. No. No.
Memphis is a cool city.
Yeah. Yeah, not cool enough yet for me.
Too cool for you.
Yeah, maybe too cool for me.
And it's too cool for Memphis.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, but I'm sure you'll be following along with all of the updates, whatever updates we have. And Dice Masters North will be providing some World Championship coverage, so you can check out everything that we are going to put together for you there on
Yeah.
dm-north.com.
Yeah, maybe you might even hear something on the podcast.
You absolutely will. And if you're at Worlds and would like to be on the podcast, make sure you find me.
Yep.
I will probably be one of the only women playing Dice Masters and HeroClix, so it should be pretty easy to find me. But yeah, come over and say hi. I'd love to meet folks, and it's always great to chat with people. And if you're interested in recording some audio and want to be on the podcast, reach out and make the offer. I'll ask people, but don't ever feel obligated. You do not have to be on mic if you do not want to. So yeah, so there'll be podcasts, there'll be website, all kinds of fun stuff happening with the World Championship coverage.
2 more weeks.
2 more weeks. So
build your teams. Build your teams.
So with that said, if you'd like to share with us what type of team you're building, what you think we might see in U.S. Nationals and Worlds for Dice Masters, you can always let us know. We'd love to hear from you. Are you going? Will I see you there? You can send us a note in a bunch of different places. Did we have anything else to cover, Kim, before we get into the end of the episode?
Other than the next 2 WDAs on Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll be doing some Worlds practice. So if you do want to practice some teams and you're going, join us then, and you can, test them out.
Awesome. Fantastic. Thank you for doing that, Kim, because the Weekly Dice Arena is a fantastic place to play, and I've even shown up the last couple
Yes, I know. Even Matt's been shocked that you've been showing up. So
I
not once, but twice.
The whole time.
Yeah.
Also, I do want to put a shout out that I have attempted to get back into my article writing. So if you haven't seen it already, you can head over to dm-north.com and check out Out of the Shadows. And last week I covered investigative journalism, best basic action ever, and would love your thoughts on that. So on that note, where can you give us our thoughts? Because I keep saying, tell us your thoughts and reach out to me for dice bags and all that fun stuff. So you can go to our website, dm-north.com, and leave a comment on any of our posts there, whether it's our episode post or an Out of the Shadows comment post. You can send us an email at tripledpodcast@dm-north.com. You can find us on Discord. You can join our Discord. Kim will drop a link in the show notes for that. We have a dmNorthTV Discord, so you can join us there. And if you're on Discord, you can add us. Kim is at SuperK, and I am at JoceStitch, JoceStitch. You can also find us on the socials, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at dmNorthTV. And until next time, on a double on dice.